Welcome to the Bite Size Fitness Show, where we talk all things fitness, nutrition, and habits, and break them down into smaller, more digestible, bite-sized pieces of content for you to enjoy. My name is Sean Bikert, and I am your host, and in today's episode, I'm going to explain how White Claw can have 100 calories despite having 0 macros. And full disclosure, I've looked at a few different nutrition labels for White Claw. I've seen 0, 1, or even 2 grams of carbs for some. So even if White Claw does have 1 or 2 grams of carbs, there are other alcoholic beverages that will have 0 across the board, including if you just did a shot of vodka or a shot of tequila. Now, some of you might be thinking, I don't even know what macros are. Others might be thinking, I know what macros are, but how does that tie into calories? And then there's some of you who have tracked calories and macros before that are thinking this doesn't add up. And that's the point. So that's what we're going to break down today. So for those of you who didn't know, if you were to get a list or even a nutrition label just showing the macros, which stands for macronutrients, and the 3 macronutrients are protein, carbohydrates, and fat, usually in grams, if you have that information, you can calculate roughly how many calories are in the whatever it is that you're eating. And it's a pretty accurate measurement. So let's do a very, very quick breakdown here. For example, every gram of carbohydrate that you have is going to yield 4 calories. Every gram of protein that you have is also going to yield 4 calories. Every gram of fat that you have will yield 9 calories. So by understanding this equation, you can look at a nutrition label, multiply these, add them up, and get your calorie intake. So I got a little example for you guys. I took a picture of the Greek yogurt that I was eating earlier today, and just to kind of show you how this works. So let's look at fat. Fat is 0 grams, so we times that by 9, still get 0. Carbohydrate, 20 grams, we times that by 4, we get 80. So 80 calories of carbohydrate. Protein, we have 15 grams, we times that by 4 as well, and you get 60. So 60 calories of protein, add the 80 grams of carbohydrate, which means we have total 140 calories. And if you look at the top on the nutrition label here, you'll see it matches. Now, this isn't going to be a perfect match every single time. Food companies are allowed a 20% discretion. So you're allowed a 20% room for error. So if you notice it's a little bit higher or lower than your calculation, food companies are allowed to do that. They usually do it unintentionally. So don't be surprised if your calculation is higher than the actual nutrition label, but it should be close. So why is it that White Claw and other alcoholic drinks are kind of exceptions to this rule? What most people don't know is alcohol is the unofficial 4th macronutrient, which means alcohol itself yields calories. In fact, alcohol yields 7 calories for every gram. So the more alcohol you have, the more calories you take in, which kind of makes sense. This is how it's possible to have 0 carbs, 0 fat, 0 protein, and yet have a calorie intake because of the fact that alcohol itself is the one thing that is providing that calorie intake. Okay, so just a little party trick that you can use, especially to your friends who have been tracking calories and macros. Go up to them, grab a White Claw, ask how they can explain how this can have 100 calories but 0 macros. If they didn't know this fact, it's probably going to stump them, and then you can explain why it kind of works. So, hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one.